Yo, what's good, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Everything good? Dang, I haven't streamed in a good little while, man. But dang, what, since Thursday? But yeah, this weekend has been crazy, bro. Christmas is literally here, man. And dog, let me tell you, this time of year really sucks for me. Because, bro, when I say you gotta be wasting a bag, you gotta be wasting a bag, dog. That joint be killing me, man. But listen, it is what it is. You do that for the people you love, man. But we still gonna find the time of day to talk about sports. You feel me? And even Christmas, I think I'm definitely gonna do a stream on Christmas as well. What, 2 days on Thursday? I usually go on Thursdays. Yeah, we're gonna do a show on Christmas as well. Talk about some things and just talk about sports in general. I think a lot of things have been happening. It's been very exciting. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie, this year for basketball has actually been pretty exciting for me. I think there's been a lot of things to talk about, from like Shea to I'm gonna talk about Dylan Brooks today. But before we get into that, yeah, and you got Jokic, bro. Like Jokic really about to win another MVP, bro. It's insane to me. It's insane what's going on. Hold up, let me double check something because this happened to me. Yeah, the sound be killing me. My bad with the mics. The mics really be killing me. But I want to talk about the Celtics because the Celtics have yet to rule out Jayson Tatum for some odd reason. I'm not sure why. It's really weird to me. What's good, Elijah? Salute to you, brother. So I don't like when history repeats itself. You feel me? I really don't. And I'm very worried for Jayson Tatum because I think a lot of the same story is going to happen where we have a guy rushing coming back from injury. And then now that guy's career, now that guy's, longevity takes a hit because of this. To any athlete out there, honestly speaking, this is to every athlete. To any athlete out there that gets like a season-ending injury at the end of the year, take the next year off as well. You feel me? Like, what's good, NJ Flip, Elijah, appreciate you guys. Like, remember to like and follow, man. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, chill out. Take the next year off. If you get hurt in February, if you get hurt in March, you get hurt during the postseason, right? Stop. The next year, I know it takes about a year, sometimes maybe 11 to 10 months to come back. No, there's no reason for you to sit here and rush yourself back into it, rush yourself back into competing. Because in reality, how many times has like an NBA team done that with a player and they actually win? It doesn't really happen like that. You feel me? It really doesn't. So to any athlete out there that has a season-ending injury towards the end of the year, the next season, take the next year off. I don't understand why you don't do that. All you're going to do is mess up the chemistry that's been being built all year, right? You need to also get adjusted to what's going on. You need to also get in shape. And let's say you get a year off, right? If you try to come back, if you get hurt in February, you're trying to come back in March. Or if you get hurt in May and you're trying to come back next March, there's not enough time for you to get situated with the team and which they have right now. It's not enough time for that. Take the year off. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. All you're doing is you could disrupt the team you own, or you could disrupt the team, or you could disrupt your body. Either one, the chances of you actually making it to win, it's very unlikely. So the Celtics and Jayson Tatum are worrying me right now because there are some talks about Jayson Tatum coming back. And the Celtics are, I think they're like number 4. Let me see. The Celtics are number 3. So Sixers are number 4. The Celtics are number 3. So they're a top seed. And the Celtics, listen, they've been surprising me. They've been on a hot stretch for the last like 10 games. They only lost like 2 games. No, actually for the last like 15 games, they only lost like 4 games. So for the last 15 to 20 games, they only racked up 4 losses. They've been cooking, bro. Dog, Derek White is tough. I love Derek White. Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown is doing a lot of what I've already expected of him. You know, he's just a great scorer. I think he's a great scorer. He's not really that great a ball handler, but Jaylen Brown is definitely a great scorer in the league. And Anthony Simons off the bench gets a little bit up and down recently. You feel me? But yeah, he's up and down. Anthony, I like Anthony Simons though. I think he's pretty good. But yeah, he's been shaky for me at least, right? So, but that's the thing, right? At least when I'm looking at the Celtics right now, I think they're in a good spot. You feel me? Because it's like you lost KP, you lost Drew Holiday, and then you lost your best player as well, all in one postseason because of the second apron, right? But you're still competing. Like you're 16-11. You're still competing, and yeah, and shout out to NJ Flip. The East is so bad right now that, you know, you're still able to win and string along games, which is crazy. Which is crazy to me. You know, you're still able to win and string along games and put some stuff together. And I like what's going on. I like what's going on with you guys. So Boston's a winning organization. They have always been trying to find ways to compete and to win. So I think Boston's in a good spot, but Jayson Tatum definitely needs to just sit the rest of the year off. I don't want to see Jayson Tatum sit here trying to be, you know, Captain America coming back for Doomsday and trying to revamp the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You feel me? Like, I'm good off that. I'm good off Robert Downey Jr. coming in and trying to save everything. Bro, I'm good off that, bro. Relax. Chill out. Relax. Don't be doing nothing crazy. Don't hurt your body. Because we see a bunch of players do this and then they just wreck their own. Like, you had an Achilles tear. You know? You had an Achilles tear is wild. Like, that's something you do not play with. I'm sorry. You just do not play with that. You don't play with your knees and you don't play with your ankles, especially in basketball. Those are your two most important things of your body. Look at Kawhi Leonard. He got no cartilage in his knee. His knee's done. This man can barely play at times. And you got other guys when their Achilles tear, a lot of times a season-ending injury. I mean, career-ending, even career-altering. DeMarcus Cousins was one of those guys that just comes up. KD was really one of those guys that was able to, you know, not allow his career to be over, because that's a salute to him. Took away Kobe Bryant. Bro, you just don't play with those types of injuries. So, in my opinion, at least, definitely take the year off, nurse that Achilles as best as you possibly can. Listen, I get you a competitor, bro, but I like Jayson Tatum. I like Jayson Tatum, man. I like Jayson Tatum. I am a fan of his game. You know, I just don't like where people be ranking him sometimes. But he's one of the most complete and well-rounded players in the league. So, you know, you want guys like that to be in the league for a while. I want to get into Dillon Brooks because this is funny, right? This is funny to me. Like, yo, I am so – listen, when it comes to this LeBron and Dillon Brooks beef, I am on Dillon Brooks' side. I'm not even going to hold you. And I don't even like Dillon Brooks like that. No. I actually do like Dillon Brooks. I do like Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is hilarious to me. But, man, I'm not going to lie. When Dillon Brooks is going at Braun, challenging him, getting in his face, bro, I'm here for it, bro. I'm really here for it, man. He's a role player and everything. It reminds me of Lance Stevenson. When Lance Stevenson was going at LeBron back in the Miami Heat days, and LeBron was trying to, you know, push him to the side and everything, but Lance just still barking. Man, Dillon Brooks is doing the same thing to me, man, because, man, Dillon Brooks be picking up on the fake energy, bro, he be giving, man. He be picking up on that, dog. And it's crazy because I see some tweets of Dillon Brooks, and Dillon Brooks seemed like to be like a LeBron fan, right? But this is the thing, especially when you get into the league, you know, you see some things. You know, as you get older, I was a LeBron fan too. You get older, you just start to be like, you know what? I'm not sure if I like this guy anymore. I'm not sure if he's who I really thought he was. You know, I think for Dillon Brooks, he got into the NBA and he's like, nah, man, this guy's not who I thought he was, bro. Like, it's just not. It's just not my cup of tea. You feel me? He's not my cup of tea. So you got Dillon Brooks over here now going at LeBron. And I love it. Let him go at it. Like, I think, Yeah, Dylan Brooks got in trouble for bumping Braun and everything. I'm not hearing that, man. LeBron literally almost pushed a ref. No, I think he did push a ref to the side. Where's LeBron getting kicked out, bro? I'm not hearing that. So whenever the LeBron and Dylan Brooks beef comes into play, I'm definitely on Dylan Brooks' side. But listen, salute to Dylan Brooks as well. Dylan Brooks has done a phenomenal job of going to teams for the last, 5 years now. Been to 3 different teams, and all 3 of those different teams have been in playoff contention. You know, he goes to Houston. The defense is a strong point of them, and he's a big part of the reason, right? Phoenix, Jalen Green's not even playing. Really, Dylan Brooks is the main guy there. And Dylan Brooks dropping 20 and giving you good defense. He's been playing great. Like, for a role player, Dylan Brooks been playing great for Phoenix, man. I love what he's doing. Elijah, I low-key mess with him too. I low-key mess with Dylan Brooks. And ever since Dylan Brooks left Memphis, Memphis has never been the same. Now, I'm not going to say he was the reason for it. I think there's a lot of different reasons, but there is some type of correlation there. There's some type of thing that's aligning there when it comes to Dylan Brooks. You know, he brings that competitiveness. He seems like to be a leader for me. Now, I don't think he's one of the best leaders, right? I don't think he's one of those guys that I'm always going to root for. I always root for him against LeBron, but I don't think it's a guy I'm always going to root for. You feel me? So he's one of those guys where it's he's a weird leader, but he knows how to get people around him. He knows how to get people together. He does. I'm not going to lie. He's probably one of those underrated leaders to me. To me, at least. So it's I don't know. Dylan brings a lot of energy. And he's actually pretty well-rounded for a role player. He can handle the ball a bit. At times, his shot gets streaky. You know, his guy's shooting sometimes. Some games he's off. The defense is always consistent. Yeah, man, I like Dylan Brooks. And I like what he's doing, and salute to him for what he's been able to do and adjust his game to the amount of teams that he's been on. Yeah, Dylan Brooks, man. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from him. I'm not going to hold you. I really do. You know, a team that's really worrying me right now is Cleveland. Cleveland's 16-14 right now. And it's what's good, Daniel? Salute to you, bro. Cleveland is – it's a shame, really, because Cleveland is definitely one of those teams that I think a lot of people expected to be a powerhouse in the East. And listen, the Knicks look like they're about to run away with the East because the East just looks so bad right now. No, before we get to Cleveland, I do want to talk about this, the East versus West. I'm not sure if it has ever been this bad. I'm not sure if it's ever been this bad in terms of the lopsidedness of the East and the West right now. The East and the West, to me, just look like 2 completely different leagues. Completely different. You got on the Western Conference from the 1 seed even to the 8 seed, because remember, the Golden State Warriors were losing some games when Stephen Curry was out. Golden State Warriors isn't really 15-15. I think they're better than a 15-15 team, right? But the West from 1 through 8 has really, really solid teams. You have OKC, San Antonio, Denver Nuggets, Lakers, Timberwolves, Rockets, Suns, Golden State. I guarantee you, most of those teams are top 4, top 5 seeds in the East. 8 of them. I think Golden State in the East is probably going to be a 4 or even a 3 seed. They may even be a 3 seed, which is crazy to me. The East is so bad right now. Cleveland, and this is why it's even more embarrassing for Cleveland because they're 16-14, right? But it's so bad right now. Milwaukee's out. Here, I'll give you the teams right now. Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks, Boston Celtics without Jayson Tatum, Sixers with a hurt Embiid, Toronto Raptors, bunch of role players. You got Brandon Ingram hooping, Orlando Magic, a bit of the same thing, Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, Miami Heat, bunch of role players, Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young not even playing, Chicago Bulls, Like the star power isn't even there. The star power in the East isn't there. The teams in the East aren't even there. And I think the last time we've really seen it this bad, maybe like late 2010s. Maybe. I don't know. But this is bad. Like, let's look at even the best players. Like Jalen Brunson. Giannis is not playing right now, right? So we know Giannis is like top 3, right? Giannis is top 3, top 2, or top 1. Let's talk about outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who's next? Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson's the next best guy in the East? Okay. Jalen Brunson's the next best guy in the East. Joel Embiid is hurt, hobbled. He's not what he used to be. Jayson Tatum's Achilles, so we can't account for those guys. Or is that Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, right? Those are you two. Where do they rank in the players right now? Where do they rank? Where does Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson rank? Think about it. And I'm asking you this to think about it. Think about it, right? Maybe top 10, top 15. So for the East, you have Giannis, that dude. Now let's go down. Luka, West. Jokic, West. Victor Wembanyama, West. Ant-Man, West. Like Shea, West. Curry, West. Wow. KD, West. Depending on where you're going to put him, right? Dog. That's like 7 names right there. Off rip. It's all in the West. All the talents in the West. Both the players and the teams. LeBron, West. Who else? Devin Booker. Nah. I think he's in that tier, right? So they're all in the West right now. And I don't know if it's really been, I don't know if it's really been that lopsided as it is now. It's really bad. So the East right now is going through and I'm sorry, it must be, Lord forgive me, but it must be a cold day in hell. It must be a very cold day in hell that the Detroit Pistons are the best seed in the freaking East, bro. It has to be. That's crazy to me. We have the Detroit Pistons, and I don't even think, even though the Detroit Pistons are the best team in the East right now, I don't think anyone even takes them that serious. I think a lot of people look at Detroit as a 5 or 6 seed still. I don't think everyone really looks at Detroit as a serious team. How many people look at them like a serious team? I don't. I think they're a really good team. I like what they're doing. But a 7-game series, man. Bro, don't be surprised if Boston box them out, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston themselves kick them out the postseason. You feel me? It's got to be a cold day in hell for them. When was the last time Detroit was in the top? 2004? Dog. 2004, 2007. This is going back almost 20 years, bro. 20 years since Detroit. Salute to Detroit, though. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But at least in my lifetime, Detroit just being at the top of the standings like this is crazy, especially with the players you have. I think you have a good amount of role players, but you have Cade Cunningham, great. Again, top 10, 15, 20 player in the league. Outside of that, Jalen Duran, Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson, Asor Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, Karis LeVert. These aren't names that you're sitting here yeah, bro, they're the best team in the league. It's wild. Now, salute to them. I think the coaching has been great for them. A salute to them. Again, no disrespect. But it's just very odd to me. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from them. Their defense has been good. The defense has been very good. I think one of the best in the league right now. But I don't like it, bro. And then I guess I'll go back to Cleveland right now, because it's just disappointing for Cleveland to just be this bad. 16-14 is actually ridiculous for them. They need to turn things around. The Timberwolves. All right. I keep hearing people talk about the Timberwolves, bro. And in my head, it's When are we going to stop? I get humans are creatures of habit, but when are we going to stop being creatures of habit, right? When are we going to stop sitting here and just stop letting the same thing go through over and over and over and over and over again, right? The Timberwolves are always a team that someone's like, you know, the Timberwolves, they're going to upset somebody. I like their grit. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And I'm like, dog, we do this every year. They had that year against the Denver Nuggets where they upset them. Amazing. But again, they got rid of Cat. They've gotten worse since that year. They put Julius Randle in to replace Karl Anthony Towns. Why do we keep thinking this is about to be a dark horse team? Why do we keep thinking that? When they had Cat, yes, I can understand that. No, they got Julius Randle out there and Rudy Gobert. I don't care how good they play. I could care less about how good they play. I'm not believing in it. I'm not. I think the Timberwolves were foolish, right, for trading Cat. Look what New York's doing now. New York's 20-8. Honestly, the Knicks last year, the Pacers went on a historic run. They almost actually won the title last year. So them losing to the Pacers, I'm not looking at too crazy like that because, you know, the Pacers actually played very great basketball at the end of the year. Salute to them. But the Knicks are looking very good right now with Cat. I think Cat fits perfectly with them. And look at the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, I'm sorry, I don't even think they're beating the Nuggets. Again, I don't think there's no possible way. There's no possible way they're going to beat the Nuggets. And Cat was a true X factor for him. Because Cat's a big body, and you could throw on other bigs like that. And then you have Ant, and he also, the good thing about Cat is that he spaces the floor. So you don't need him to be that rim protector. He's that four, that stretch four, where you could throw a body on him and allow Rudy to roam. And they had a good thing going on with that. Instead, because you wanted to be cheap, what do the Timberwolves do? They sell high on him. They sell high on him. And now, I get it. They're 19-10, and in the regular season it works. In the regular season it makes sense. In the regular season, it seems like they're not missing a beat. But come on, man. We're not really believing. Like, if you really believe the Timberwolves are going to win with Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert, I'm going to pray for you, bro. Because it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Let me see. What was their postseason last year? What happened last year in the postseason? Who did they face? I forgot. I actually did forget. Like, I don't care the numbers that Julius Randle put up, man. I really don't. I really don't. I don't care what he puts up. I'm not believing in that crew. Well, my bad. I'm drawing a blank here because I can't remember. I can't remember what teams they faced last year. Bro, I'm over here. I'm tweaking. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Whoa. Who did they lose to? They lost to OKC, and they lost to Dallas the year before. Yeah, like they're not beating OKC with that, especially with how they be shrinking the floor. I remember that. I remember that series now. Now I'm getting a collect, right? So they beat the Lakers, which that was easy to understand them beating the Lakers, especially with an out-of-shape Luka. Then they were able to beat Golden State, and I think everyone could tell that. But even though they made the Western Conference Finals against OKC, bro, I'm not hearing them being able to overcome them or the Nuggets. They're not going to overcome either of them. And honestly, they would have gotten bounced out by the Nuggets if OKC didn't bounce them out. They lost them 5 to them. They match up terrible against them. So they're not even beating any of those teams. They're not beating either of those teams. And even then, I don't know about Golden State, but because, Stephen Curry got hurt last year. Stephen Curry got hurt in the second round. So we're gassing up a team that, honestly, we're going to be honest here. Like, they really only made the Western Conference Final because Curry got hurt. Because Curry was on a run that year. Jimmy Butler couldn't deliver. Jimmy Butler was on some nonsense. Jimmy Butler too old for this. You know, he couldn't get the one game to keep him alive. And that's another thing, you know, Jimmy get me tight. I'm going to talk to him about this. Hakeem, salute to you, brother. Thoughts on the Cavs this season, bro? Yeah, I actually touched on it a little bit earlier on. I guess I'll finish it out like this. The Cavs, at least in this point in the year, like the Cavs definitely, if we're going to talk about panic button, the Cavs, I think in terms of a scale for a panic button, I think the Cavs should be at like a 7 right now. Because it's a shame that Donovan Mitchell was playing some of the best basketball in his life. Donovan Mitchell was playing, and I'm a Donovan Mitchell fan. He's playing some of the best basketball he's ever played in his life. And they're underperforming like this in a weak Eastern Conference. And a weak Eastern Conference like this is inexcusable. I think the defense is really, to me, it's really like the defense is taking such a dramatic hit than what it was last year. So I think the offense has been fine, especially with the way Donovan Mitchell's been playing. But there's no reason that the defense is performing this badly. Like, I don't care who the Bulls have. There's no way you're over here allowing them to drop 136 on you. There's no way you're going to even drop, because they played them back-to-back. There's no way you're allowing them to drop back-to-back 127-point games. He dropped 127 the night before and then 136 the next day. Like, how can you allow that? How can you allow that? That's inexcusable to me. So inexcusable. So the defense has definitely been taking a tremendous hit. Now, again, with Evan Mobley being out, you know, you lose a bit of an anchor. They haven't been closing out on the 3-ball well, and that's another issue. You know, Darius Garland looking terrible out there. Terrible. Now, it's bad. Now, I'm not going to be trading Garland. Coulibaly's nice, but I'm not trading Garland for a package for CJ McCollum. I'm good. I'll stick with Garland. Not gonna hold you because he's still coming back from injury. And I get it. He still needs to work himself back into it. Man, not CJ, dog. Maybe some other. If I'm going to trade Darius Garland, because Darius Garland still, I think, could be a great player, we're going to have to get probably some more wing defenders. But we also need someone, because Donovan Mitchell, even though he can, I like the idea of having 2 guards to take some responsibility. You feel me? I do love that. And I don't want to hurt that. Right now, they need like DeAndre Hunter. I think, to me, he be slow on his feet sometimes. Like his rotations be iffy to me. But I think he needs to put in some more minutes. I think Hunter needs to put in some more minutes, and he needs to be very more, I think, aware of his surroundings. But yeah, I don't know. Lonzo Ball could have been a great piece. I think Lonzo Ball, if he was healthy, I think he's probably a great addition. But, you know, Lonzo Ball, you know, I think after the injuries and everything, he's not what he used to be. So Evan Mobley being out hurts them. The defense is really what I'm looking at more for the Cleveland Cavaliers unit. The offense, to me, has been performing pretty solid, like solid enough to where they should be able to be a better record than 16-4. Like, you're allowing 117 points a game. That's kind of wild. Like, you're on the same pace of allowing as much as Miami Heat, as much as Charlotte Hornets, and even as much as the Indiana Pacers. That's inexcusable to me. To me, that's just inexcusable. That has to clean up. So the offense is good. Defense got to lock in. Walker Kessler, hey. Walker Kessler, that could be good for him. You know? Jared Allen was hooping a bit last year and everything. I think Jared Allen and his offense was definitely valuable. He was a double-double machine. But how old is Jared Allen? Let me see. How old is he? 27. Yeah, he's not that old. He's in the prime of his life. Yeah, Jared Allen's in his prime of his life. So I don't understand, like, Yeah, I don't understand the regression with him. You know, he's not rebounding the same. Is he? Is he battling injury? He may be battling injury, son. Because you know, he's not getting as much boards as he used to. The offense isn't hitting the same way as it has been, even when he first got to Cleveland. You feel me? So I don't know. Jared Allen has definitely been another one that's been a huge letdown for him, defensively and even offensively. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But listen, appreciate you guys, man. Like the video, subscribe, bro. Appreciate you guys. My sound and the song I usually use, I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. So I got to find that because that hurt. I actually do like that song. But other than that, y'all be easy. I'm just going to give y'all a piece on the way out. Deuces.